has stated that it is wrong to take funds from people who say horrible things, no matter when they were said. And when there is an issue, funds should be returned. She has been clear about that today, and she has said that that is the right thing to do. If, for example, someone has said of Hamas that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, as Dale Vince has said, or that I and my colleagues should be taken out and shot, as the RMT union boss Steve Headley has said, the Honourable Lady would presumably think it wrong to hang on to funds donated to Labour by an organisation branded, and I quote, as institutionally sexist. I think that under Tom Roche's time as GMB Secretary-General, running, and I quote, a casting couch culture menacing young women in the union, the Labour Party took 12 million quid from him. Those three charmers alone, Mr Speaker, have contributed £15 million to the Labour Party, which presumably, immediately following this session, the Honourable Lady will demand is repaid. To be precise and to assist her in that matter, those donations were made directly to the Central Labour Party, Labour MPs, MSPs, councillors, the Mayor of Manchester, she might like to mention that this weekend, the Deputy Leader of the Labour Party and the Leader of the Opposition. If Labour are sincere in this matter, and this is not a political stunt, they'll commit to repaying those funds. There would be some additional upsides to doing so too. The scurrilous suggestions that Labour's pro-stop oil policies were anything to do with Mr Vince's donations would no longer be able to be deployed. The charge that Labour were in the pockets of militant trade unions and that's why they wouldn't support our legislation to protect public access to the services they pay for. But I'm not holding my breath, Mr Speaker, because I know that Labour say one thing and do another. They've dropped their £28 billion spending pledge on decarbonisation, yet they keep the policy. They say they won't tolerate pro-genocidal chants, yet they have restored the whip to the honourable member for Middlesbrough. They say they back our tax cuts, but they won't vote for them. And as a consequence, they can't now say how they'd fund NHS appointments, breakfast clubs, NHS equipment, dentistry appointments, home insulation, their own state-owned energy company and their wealth fund. No amount of confected drama and virtue signalling can disguise the fact that it is the same old Labour Party, the same old hypocrisy and the same old games. This week, in the real world, outside the Westminster bubble, which is where we're focused, cancer deaths for middle-aged people are down by a third. Revised forecasts are showing the economy is growing. For the 8th month in a row, real wages are rising. Mr Speaker, the plan is working, unlike Labour's line of attack, and the honourable member for Broxbourne is very excited about it.
Father of the House.